Hello, my dear student. How are you? I hope you are fine as far as you're okay and you are ready for our new lesson today. My lesson today is going to teach about Parliament. So in this area of Parliament, we are going to see what is Parliament. What is Parliament? So the last one we have seen about the legislature. Legislature is a part of Parliament. So before going further to our new lesson of Parliament concerning Parliament, so can you tell me any things about the central government? Anyone can tell me what is the central government? Okay, well, anyone can tell me about the organ of government? Can you mention any organ of government you know? Anyone? Okay, well, thank you very much. So today, we are going to see what is Parliament. In the second one, so the main focus today, we can see about the concept of Parliament, how Parliament is made up, how the Parliament is made up, how the Parliament is made up. In the last one, we can see, what are the 17, the committees. Committees of the Parliament. Those are so important things concerning the issue of Parliament. So by starting our lesson, let us tell you what Parliament is. Parliament, as far as we know, is an organ. Is an organ of government. Parliament is an organ of government. The main role of the Parliament is to make law of the country, or is to make law of the entire country. So any law, as far as we know that, has to be made up under the Parliament. And through the Parliament, we know that there are member of the Parliament or the member of the House of Representatives on the state of Zanzibar. They are there so as to make law for the purpose of controlling the state or the country affair or the people affairs. Therefore, the Parliament, another important things. What are the Parliament made up? The Parliament made up by the Parliament made up the Parliament made up by the President, because the President is a part of Parliament. And also, the Parliament made up by what? By the National Assembly. Can you see it? The President and also the National Assembly. So in Tanzania here, we have the President here. I hope you know that. We have the President of the United Republic of Tanzania. He's a member of the Parliament. But also we have the President of Zanzibar in the revolutionary government, also is a part of the Parliament or the House of Representatives. So for the side of Zanzibar, the President of Zanzibar is a part of the House of Representatives. But on the side of the United Republic of Tanzania Parliament, the President of Tanzania is a part of Parliament. Another important thing under Parliament, it is the National Assembly. The National Assembly comprises those constituent members under the Parliament. Another important thing, after looking how the Parliament is made up, we can see what are the members of the Parliament. The Parliament comprises various members. Various members comprises under the Parliament. We know that peoples elect their members of the parliament so as to represent them. People need a number of things. They need resources. For example, they need water, they need education, they need other welfares. All of them, the parliament members has to work on it so that the people can benefit from the parliament. So, one among the members, now let us look the members. Let us look the members of the parliament. Member of the parliament. Parliament members. Parliament members can be looking in different ways, but the most important member of the parliament are as following. So before going further, maybe can I ask you, you know some members of the parliament? So any student can tell me any member of the parliament, just one member. Can you mention? Who can try to mention any member of the parliament? So anyone? You want to mention? Okay, thank you very much. The first member of the parliament, it is the one who represent their constituencies. It is the one who represent their constituencies. We know that there are a number of constituencies in Tanzania. In Zanzibar, we have constituencies, like, for example, can you mention any constituencies, you know? We have constituencies like Jangombe. We have Mpendae. You know it? We have constituencies like Kawe, Dar es Salaam. Those are the constituencies. So the first member under the parliament, it is the member from the constituencies, from this region. So from Jangombe, we have the member of the parliament. From Pendae, we have the member of parliament, sorry. And from Kawe, also we can have the member. So after people choosing their members, all of them, they are going to work at the parliament for their purposes. Another important thing concerning the member of the parliament, it is 5 members who represent the House of Representatives. Another member, the second one, it is the second members. The 5 members who represent the House of Representatives. Under the House of Representatives, they are the members. But before those members represent the country of Zanzibar, they are choosing 5 members. Those 5 members can represent Zanzibar under the parliament, because the parliament is for the purpose of the United Republic of Tanzania Parliament. I know that we have the organ which making law in Zanzibar, which is the House of Representatives, but the main concern today, it is only the Parliament of the United Republic of Tanzania. So this member, 5 members, can be chosen under the House of Representatives so as to work under the Parliament for the purpose of Zanzibar. This is very important things, my dear student, you have to know it. So another members of the Parliament, we call it, the 10 members. 10 members. 10 members nominated by President. The other member of the Parliament, those are those members who nominated by the President. The President of Tanzania had the power to nominate those 10 members according to his will. So those 10 members can be the member of the Parliament also. This is also another another important things you have to know, my dear student. So you want to add other member of the parliament? Me, I have mentioned the first one, the member of the parliament concerning those members from the constituencies. I mean, those members who represent the constituency. The other ones is the members who represent what? The House of Representatives, as we know. Another members is the one who is nominated by the President of the United Republic of Tanzania, according to the Constitution. Can you mention other members? I'm telling you, there are about 5 members. What are the other members? The other members is the women position. The women who represent the political parties. So, there are other members. This is number 4 also. There are the members who is women members. Women members who represent their political parties. First of all, you know there are political parties in Tanzania, registered political parties. Can you mention any political party? No? Before I can tell you. Any political party, no? Can you mention? Any student can tell. Yes. Well, political parties like, for example, we have CCM, we have Chadema, we have TLP, and the others. This is not our role today. Chadema. Can you see it? We have also TLP. This is an example. We have many political parties, registered political parties. Those I've mentioned there are some examples of political parties. So, they are the members who represent their political parties. Those political parties has to be participated under the general election. Are you sure? Those political parties, as I'm telling you that, must represent in the general election. If your political party is not working at the general election, I mean, there is no position about women. We can see many examples in Tanzania, but I'm not mentioned today. We can see the later subjects or the later topic. So the last one, the last member, you have to remember that I've mentioned you the member of the parliament. I've mentioned 4 members. We have the one from the constituencies, different constituencies. We have the one who represent their House of Representatives from Zanzibar. Another members is the one who nominated by the President of the United Republic of Tanzania. The other members of the parliament is the women position. What are they came from? Those women position come from the political parties who represent from the general election, who participate from the general election. So the other member of the parliament is the Attorney General. Attorney General. I can show here the Attorney General. The Attorney General. Can you tell the Attorney General? The Attorney General. So you can mention other members. You can say by yourself, those members from their constituencies. I want you to understand very well from the constituencies. Other members who represent the House of Representatives, the other members who nominated by the President, the women position from the political parties, and also the Attorney General. The Attorney General is a very important person in the government and also the Parliament. Therefore, we have the Attorney General from Zanzibar, who represent the House of Representatives in Zanzibar, and we have also the Attorney General of the United Bloc of Tanzania, who represent the Parliament. Are we together? So now, let us see the other things I want to tell you. Is those, as I'm telling you, what is the next thing? I'm telling you before. Committee, Parliament Committee. You know Parliament Committee? So in order for the Parliament to work effectively concerning people affairs, in parliamentary affairs or governmental affairs, there must be committees. Committees are very important because those committees help to ease the work of the Parliament. The main role of committee under the Parliament is to ease the Parliament activities. There are many activities under the Parliament. So now I want to tell you those committees under the Parliament of the United Republic of Tanzania. The first committee is the Finance and Economic Affairs Committee. There is a Finance and Economic Affairs Committees. Finance and Economic Affairs Committee. I hope everyone knows about money and economy. So today we are not looking about economy, just I want you to know that the concept of economic affairs under the Parliament Committee. So there's a Parliament Committee that dealing only concerning finance and economic affairs. Another committees, we call it Public Cooperation. Public Cooperation Committee. Public Cooperation Committee. Can you spell? Can you speak? Public Cooperation Committee. Those are very important committee under the Parliament. So any committee can you mention? Anyone can try to mention any committee. Can you tell us? Well, thank you. The other committees is called local government. We have also local government committee. This dealing mainly with the local areas. It is working mainly with the ministry concerning the local government. This is very important committee under the Parliament also. Another important committee under the Parliament is what we call the industries and the trade. We know our country now will enter in the middle economy. So those committees under the Parliament also has to switch concerning the economic areas. So we have this committee called what? Called the Industry and Trade. Industries and a trade, and committees. We have Industry and Trade Committee. This is also another important committee under the Parliament. We have many committees. So can you add more? Can you add more committees? Well, so another committees under the Parliament is social services. We have also social services. You know, the people need a lot of things. In order to make sure that the people's affairs are well met, there is a social services committees. Social services committee is very important also, because this committee mainly looking about people's affairs. People affairs many things. People needs education. People needs health services. People need water. People need other services. So this committee is very important. As I mentioned you, those committees are very important because they ease the Parliament task. Another committee under the Parliament, we call it Agriculture, Livestock and Water. We have agriculture, livestock, and the water committee. This is also another very important thing. So how about our economy can grow without looking those important things? Those important things are the backbone for the economy. In the Parliament, committee has to look on it. So we have this committee also, very important to our country. So the last committee is called the Foreign Affairs, Defense and Security. Foreign Affairs, Defense and Security. It is also another very important committee. Our country dealing or associated or cooperate with many countries, local and also international. We know we have the cooperation. We have the cooperation of the East Africa community. We have SADC, we have ECOWAS, and we have other important organizations. So how we can work effectively with those organizations, with those committees? Those committees are so important. They link Tanzania with other countries, and they help. So these are very important things. And also this committee, I mean the Foreign Affairs, Defense and Securities, also make sure how Tanzania is safe, is secured, how Zanzibar is safe and secured under those ministries. So this committee is very important, my dear student. So after looking those committees, there are many committees. So the rest committee will be your task. I'll give you the task. I'm not finished those tasks. Those committee, and you are going to work on it. So now let us look about the function of the Parliament. Parliament, as we know, that is very important organ. As I'm telling you before, the Parliament makes sure the Parliament activities or government activities are easily, effectively attained. So we can see through the importance of Parliament. The Parliament, as I'm telling you, whether the Parliament of the United Republic of Tanzania or even the House of Representatives. In Tanzania we have two. We have the House of Representatives. It is working on Zanzibar. It is also this organ making law on the side of Zanzibar. We have also the Parliament of the United Republic of Tanzania for Tanzania and also for mainland. Those organs are very important. Therefore, you can see through the central government. So one among the important function of what? Parliament. One among the important functions of Parliament is to approve money. To approve money allocated by the government. My dear student, you have to know that no money can be used. No money can be used without being approved by the Parliament. No money can be used, whether in the ministerial or whether any organization. There must be approved by the Parliament so as to make sure it's effectively used. So one among the functions of the Parliament, in order for the money to be utilized effectively, the Parliament has to approve. Those money that approve has to be used for what? For administrative purposes. Whether they are going to service the people's social services, whether it is used for the administrative purposes or whatever, there must be approved by the Parliament. This is one. Secondly, another function of the Parliament is to oversee the government program and plan. To oversee the government program and also plan. We know that through the ministry or whatever, the government is planning a lot of things. Let's say, for example, in Tanzania, the president of the United Bloc of Tanzania planning a lot of things for the people development. And in Zanzibar, the government of Zanzibar under the President Dr. Ali Mohamed Shein, the government is planning a lot of things in education, in health, in ALSA, and also in the infrastructure development. So those planning under the government, so the Parliament has to oversee, has to look on, has to see how those important things are operated. This is a very important thing, my dear student. So another one, as I mentioned there, is to make law. To make law of the country. Those very important things. No laws can be used in the country without being approved, without being making by the law, by the Parliament. So, my dear student, as far as we have mentioned many things, such as the concept of Parliament, the committees under the Parliament, and also the Parliament function, we have learned a lot about those important things. So, I want you go and read more and more, so as you can understand more about those things, without forgetting my equation, as I'm telling you, those other components. Therefore, before we wind up this lesson, I want you to go for further reading in Civics book, book 2. We can see for next time. So, bye-bye.